Hello, fictional. Welcome to the Fiction Series X. Today we are gonna see, what if Issei fell in love with an angel? If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Issei had always been fascinated by the supernatural. Since the day he had been reincarnated as a devil, his life had taken a peculiar turn. It was a life filled with battles, magic, and the constant struggle between good and evil. Yet, deep within his heart, there was a curiosity, a yearning to understand the mysteries of the world he now inhabited. On a warm and muggy afternoon, Issei found himself on a mission with his fellow devils. They had been sent to investigate a disturbance in the human realm, one that hinted at the involvement of fallen angels. As they made their way through a dense forest, the tension in the group was palpable. The devils were prepared for a battle, but Issei's thoughts were preoccupied with something else entirely. As they ventured deeper into the forest, Issei couldn't help but feel a strange sense of anticipation. His crimson hair and bright blue eyes were stark contrasts to the dark woods around him. He had grown used to the disdainful glares he received from humans, but today, something was different. He felt like he was being watched. Unbeknownst to Issei, not too far away, Seraphiel, an angel with radiant white wings, was observing the devil group from the cover of the trees. She was on a mission of her own, tracking the fallen angels who had strayed from heaven's path. Unlike the other angels, Seraphiel had a curiosity about the devils that bordered on fascination. She watched as Issei and his companions approached the disturbance. As the devils prepared for a confrontation, Seraphiel couldn't help but notice something about Issei. He didn't exude the malevolence she had been taught to associate with devils. Instead, he seemed uncertain, almost vulnerable. Issei and his team confronted the fallen angels, and a fierce battle ensued. He fought with determination, protecting his fellow devils, but he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him. As the clash of magic and swords filled the air, Issei's eyes met Seraphiel's from across the battlefield. Time seemed to stand still as their gazes locked. In that instant, all the chaos around them faded into the background, and it was as if they were the only two beings in the world. Issei's heart raced, and he couldn't explain the strange connection he felt with the angel. Her eyes held a curiosity, a warmth he had never associated with angels. Seraphiel, too, was taken aback by the intensity of their connection. Her teachings had always warned her to be wary of devils, but the devil before her was different. There was a vulnerability in his gaze, a longing for something more, something beyond the battles that defined their lives. The battle continued to rage, but Issei and Seraphiel remained locked in their silent exchange. It was as though they had been transported to a different realm, one where the boundaries of good and evil no longer held sway. It was a realm where two souls, bound by their curiosity and longing, had found each other amidst the chaos. In the end, the fallen angels were defeated and Issei and his companions emerged victorious. The other devils celebrated their triumph, but Issei's thoughts remained consumed by the angel he had encountered. He couldn't explain the strange pull he felt toward her, but it was undeniable. As the devils prepared to return to their realm, Issei couldn't resist stealing one last glance in the direction of the forest. Seraphiel had disappeared, leaving only the whisper of her presence in his heart. He knew that their encounter was not an ordinary one, and it had set the wheels of destiny in motion. Little did he know that this chance encounter with an angel named Seraphiel would forever change the course of his life. It was the beginning of a forbidden romance that would test the boundaries of love and loyalty, and it would challenge everything he had ever known about the supernatural world he inhabited. Issei's life had changed irreversibly since his chance encounter with the angel, Seraphiel. As the days passed, he found it increasingly difficult to put her out of his mind. The connection they had shared on the battlefield, the unspoken understanding that had passed between them, was a constant presence in his thoughts. He had to see her again. Every night, as the moon cast a silvery glow over the devil territory, Issei would sneak away from his comrades. His nocturnal excursions remained a secret, known only to him. He ventured to the outskirts of devil territory, crossing into the forbidden lands that separated their world from the celestial realm. On one of those moonlit nights, he reached the designated meeting spot, a secluded grove illuminated by the ethereal glow of fireflies. He felt a mix of excitement and trepidation as he waited for her. Moments later, Seraphiel descended from the heavens, her radiant wings shimmering like alabaster. Their eyes met once more, and Issei felt a rush of warmth and familiarity. He couldn't help but smile as she touched down softly on the grassy ground. Seraphiel, Issei breathed, as her name escaped his lips like a whispered prayer. Issei, she replied with a gentle smile. Her voice was like a melody, a soothing balm to his weary heart. They sat beneath the ancient trees, hidden from the prying eyes of devils and angels alike. Issei couldn't help but notice the stark contrast between his crimson hair and her porcelain white wings. He had been taught to fear and despise angels, but here, in this secret grove, all preconceived notions seemed to fade away. As the hours passed, they shared stories of their respective worlds. Seraphiel described the beauty of heaven, its endless skies and harmonious existence. Issei recounted his life as a devil, the camaraderie he had with his friends, and the relentless battles they faced. Their conversations were filled with laughter, empathy, and an understanding that transcended their origins. Issei, Seraphiel said, her voice tinged with a hint of sadness, I wish you could see heaven as I do. It's not as black and white as we've been taught to believe. Issei nodded, his heart heavy with the knowledge of the enmity between their worlds. I wish I could show you that not all devils are evil, that we have our own struggles and moments of compassion. Their meetings in the secret grove became more frequent and their connection deepened with each passing night. Issei couldn't help but feel that fate had brought them together for a reason. Despite the dangers and consequences, their love grew stronger, transcending the boundaries set by their worlds. One night, as they sat beneath the starlit sky, Issei reached out to gently touch Seraphiel's hand. Her skin was as soft as a feather and her eyes shimmered with unspoken emotions. Seraphiel, I can't help but wonder what are we doing here. Our worlds would never understand this. It's a love that's not supposed to exist, Issei confessed, his voice filled with uncertainty. Seraphiel looked into his eyes, her own filled with determination. Issei, I believe that love has the power to bridge any divide. It's a force that transcends the labels our worlds have imposed on us. I'm willing to fight for our love, even if it means challenging everything I've known. Moved by her words, Issei leaned in and pressed his lips to hers in a gentle, lingering kiss. It was a kiss that sealed their love and their commitment to one another. In that moment, the world around them faded away, leaving only the two of them and the love they shared. Their secret meetings continued, filled with stolen kisses, whispered promises, and a growing determination to find a way to be together, despite the odds stacked against them. Issei and Seraphiel were two souls bound by an unbreakable love, and they were willing to defy the very foundations of their worlds to be together. Little did they know that their forbidden romance was about to face even greater challenges. As the days turned into weeks, the enmity between devils and angels continued to simmer, threatening to expose their love to the harsh light of reality. As Issei's secret meetings with Seraphiel continued, he found himself trapped in a web of lies and deceit. His life had always been filled with battles and challenges, but now he faced an internal struggle that was just as daunting. He couldn't bring himself to reveal the truth to his devil friends, knowing that it would put them all in danger. One evening, as he returned to the devil territory after a secret rendezvous with Seraphiel, he was met with inquisitive gazes and raised eyebrows from his comrades. Kiba, his closest friend among the devils, spoke up. Issei, you've been acting strangely lately. Where have you been disappearing off to every night? Issei hesitated, his mind racing to come up with a convincing lie. Oh, just scouting the area for potential threats. Nothing to worry about. Kaneko, another member of their group, narrowed her eyes. Scouting? You've been gone for hours, and it's always at night. Something's not right. Issei could feel the tension in the air, and he knew that his friends were growing suspicious. He had always been the boisterous and straightforward one, and his recent behavior was a stark departure from his usual self. It was getting increasingly difficult to keep up the facade. Meanwhile, in the celestial realm, Seraphiel was facing her own set of challenges. Her fellow angels had noticed her absence during their missions, and her superiors were growing concerned. It didn't take long for her friends to become aware of her feelings for a devil. One day, as they gathered in heaven, Seraphiel's closest friend, Uriel, approached her with a worried expression. Seraphiel, you've been distant lately. You've missed several missions. Is something troubling you? Seraphiel hesitated, not wanting to lie to her friend, but also not wanting to reveal her secret. I've been preoccupied with some personal matters. It's nothing to be concerned about. Uriel's gaze was penetrating, and she leaned in closer. Seraphiel, I've heard rumors. Is it true that you've been spending time with a devil? Seraphiel's heart sank, knowing that her secret was no longer safe. She nodded, her voice barely above a whisper. Yes, it's true. I've met someone, and he's a devil. Uriel's eyes widened, and she placed a gentle hand on Seraphiel's shoulder. You must be careful, Seraphiel. You know the consequences of such a forbidden love. The divide between our worlds is not easily bridged. Seraphiel knew the truth of her friend's words, but couldn't deny the feelings that had blossomed within her heart. She had seen a different side of devils through Issei, a side that defied the stereotypes she had grown up with. Back in the devil territory, Issei struggled to maintain his charade. His friends were growing increasingly concerned, and the weight of his lies weighed on him heavily. He couldn't tell them the truth, not without putting Seraphiel in grave danger. Kiba, never one to let things go, confronted Issei once more. Issei, whatever you're hiding, it's tearing you apart. If you can't trust us, who can you trust? Issei looked at Kiba, his eyes filled with conflict. Kiba, I want to tell you, but I can't. It's not just about me, it's about someone else's safety too. Kiba's expression softened, and he placed a hand on Issei's shoulder. Issei, we've been through so much together. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. You're not alone in this. Issei's heart ached at his friend's words. He knew he was lucky to have such loyal comrades, but he also knew that revealing the truth would place them all in danger. It was a cruel dilemma that tore at his soul. As the days turned into weeks, the tension in both the devil and angel worlds continued to rise. Issei's secret was becoming harder to conceal, and Seraphiel's association with the devil had not gone unnoticed. Their love had ignited a spark of hope in both of them, but it was a hope overshadowed by the looming threat of discovery. Little did they know that their love would soon face its most significant challenge, one that would push their commitment to the limit and force them to make choices that could change the course of their lives forever. Issei's heart was entangled in a web of forbidden love, his affection for the angel, Seraphiel, growing stronger with each secret meeting. As their love deepened, the weight of his secret became increasingly unbearable. He couldn't help but long for the day when he could openly acknowledge his feelings for her. However, a shadow loomed on the horizon, threatening to complicate their fragile romance. Ria's Gremory, a stunningly beautiful devil and Issei's longtime friend, had always harbored deep feelings for him. Ria's was a formidable presence among the devils, known for her power, beauty, and charisma. She was the heiress of the Gremory clan, and her affections were not something to be taken lightly. One day, as Issei returned from another clandestine meeting with Seraphiel, he found Ria's waiting for him in his room. She wore a conflicted expression, a mixture of concern and uncertainty. "Issei, we need to talk," Ria said, her voice trembling ever so slightly. Issei's heart sank as he realized that she had sensed something was amiss. He had been unable to conceal his growing distraction, and Ria's was perceptive enough to pick up on it. "What's on your mind, Ria's?" Issei asked, trying to keep his voice steady. Ria's took a deep breath, her crimson eyes locking onto his. "Issei, I've noticed that you've been acting strangely lately. You've been disappearing at odd hours, and your thoughts seem distant. I can't help but wonder if there's something you're not telling me." Issei's heart ached with the realization that he was deceiving not only his friends but Ria's, the one who had always been there for him. He couldn't bear to hurt her, but he also couldn't reveal the truth about Seraphiel. "Ria's, I promise it's nothing you need to worry about. I've just been preoccupied with our recent missions," Issei replied, his tone as reassuring as he could manage. Ria's expression shifted from concern to a mixture of frustration and sadness. "Issei, I've known you for a long time, and I can tell when something's amiss. If there's something troubling you, you can trust me." Issei wanted to confide in Ria's, to share the weight of his secret, but he couldn't. Not without putting Seraphiel in danger, not without exposing their forbidden love. He reached out to touch Ria's hand, his touch gentle and filled with a silent apology. "Ria's, please, trust me when I say that I'll share everything with you when the time is right," he implored. Ria's eyes glistened with unshed tears, but she nodded, a fragile smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "All right, Issei. I trust you. Just promise me that you won't keep whatever is bothering you locked away for too long." As Ria's left his room, Issei couldn't help but feel the weight of the impending storm. He knew that he had to find a way to reveal the truth to Ria's without endangering Seraphiel. The love triangle forming between them was a source of inner turmoil, one that threatened to reveal his secret at any moment. Meanwhile, in the celestial realm, Seraphiel was also facing challenges of her own. The other angels had grown increasingly suspicious of her behavior, her absences from missions, and her newfound preoccupation with a world of devils. One day, Uriel, Seraphiel's closest friend, cornered her in the celestial gardens. Her eyes bore into Seraphiel's with an intensity that could not be denied. "Seraphiel, I know something is amiss. You've been distant and you've missed numerous missions. I've even heard whispers about your association with the devil." Seraphiel felt her heart race as she contemplated the potential consequences of her secret being exposed. "Uriel, please, you have to trust me. I can't explain everything right now, but I'm doing what I believe is right." Uriel's gaze softened, and she reached out to touch Seraphiel's shoulder. "I trust you, Seraphiel. But you're playing a dangerous game. If the others find out about your affection for a devil, it could spell trouble for both of our worlds." Seraphiel nodded, her eyes filled with a mix of gratitude and fear. She was acutely aware of the dangers that loomed, and the love triangle forming in the devil world was a shadow that threatened to expose her love for Issei. As days turned into weeks, the love triangle between Issei, Ria's, and Seraphiel became more complex and entangled. Issei's heart was divided, pulled in different directions by the love he felt for two remarkable individuals. He knew that he had to find a way to navigate this treacherous path, for the secrets and feelings that remained hidden could no longer be ignored. Their forbidden love was on the precipice of a life-altering revelation, and Issei would soon be forced to make choices that would determine the course of his future. Little did he know that their love story was about to face its most significant test yet, as the fragile web of deception they had woven began to unravel. The love triangle between Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel had become a tangled web of secrets and emotions, threatening to unravel at any moment. Issei's heart was divided, torn between his loyalty to Riaz, who had always been there for him, and his love for the angel, Seraphiel, who had captured his heart. In the celestial realm, Seraphiel was facing increasing pressure from her angelic brethren. Her friends and superiors had grown increasingly concerned about her affection for a devil. The divide between their worlds was deep, and any association with the enemy was viewed as a betrayal of angelic principles. One day, as Seraphiel attended a council of angels, the archangel Michael, one of heaven's most revered leaders, addressed the assembly. His voice was firm, and his gaze settled on Seraphiel. "Angels, it has come to my attention that one among us has been associating with a devil. This is a breach of our sacred principles, and it threatens the sanctity of our realm." The angelic assembly fell into a hushed silence, their eyes turning toward Seraphiel, who stood in the center of the chamber, her heart pounding in her chest. Michael continued, "We must be vigilant in upholding our values, for the existence of our realm depends on our unwavering commitment to the path of righteousness. Any angel found associating with a devil must renounce those connections and return to the fold of heaven." Seraphiel felt the weight of her brethren's gaze, the expectation that she would heed their call. She couldn't help but feel torn. Her love for Issei had brought a sense of warmth and understanding that had eluded her in the celestial realm. She had glimpsed the possibility of a different path, one that challenged the rigid beliefs of their world. As the angelic assembly concluded, Seraphiel made her way to Uriel, her closest friend. Uriel's eyes were filled with concern as she approached Seraphiel. "Seraphiel, you heard the archangel's words. You must renounce your connection with the devil. It's the only way to ensure our realm remains untouched by the corruption of the enemy." Seraphiel looked at Uriel, her heart heavy with the decision she knew she had to make. "Uriel, I understand their concerns, but my connection with Issei is more than just a fleeting affection. It's a love that challenges our preconceived notions and offers the hope of unity between our worlds." Uriel's expression softened and she took Seraphiel's hand. "I know that, Seraphiel. But you have a difficult choice ahead. I will support whatever decision you make, but you must also be prepared for the consequences." Meanwhile, in the devil world, Issei's situation was no less complex. His growing affection for Seraphiel had become increasingly difficult to conceal from Riaz and his fellow devils. Riaz, perceptive as ever, had noticed the growing distance between them, and it filled her heart with unease. One evening, as they stood on the balcony of their home in the devil territory, Riaz turned to Issei, her eyes searching his for answers. "Issei, something has changed between us. I can feel it. Is there something you're not telling me?" Issei felt his throat tighten with guilt. Riaz had been his pillar of strength, his closest confidant, and his feelings for her ran deep. He didn't want to hurt her, but he couldn't reveal the truth about Seraphiel. "Riaz, I promise you, it's just I've been dealing with a lot of personal issues lately. It has nothing to do with us," Issei replied, his voice heavy with the weight of his lies. Riaz's eyes were filled with a mixture of frustration and hurt. "Issei, you've always been honest with me. Please don't keep anything from me." Issei reached out to touch Riaz's hand, his touch tender and filled with regret. "Riaz, I love you, and I always will. But there are things I can't share right now. Please, trust me, and give me some time." Riaz nodded, her heart heavy with unspoken emotions. "Issei, I trust you. But I hope that when you're ready, you'll confide in me." As Riaz left the balcony, Issei couldn't help but feel the burden of his lies. His loyalty to Riaz and his love for Seraphiel had placed him in an impossible situation. He had to find a way to reconcile his feelings and reveal the truth without causing harm to the ones he cared about. The situation in both the celestial and devil realms continued to escalate, the love triangle at the center of it all. Issei and Seraphiel were confronted with a difficult choice, one that could change the course of their lives forever. Their love was being tested, and they had to navigate a path fraught with consequences and sacrifice. Little did they know that their choices were about to lead them down a path that would challenge the very foundations of their worlds, and their love story was on the brink of a revelation that would leave no heart unscathed. The love between Issei and Seraphiel had become a powerful force, growing stronger with each passing day. Their secret meetings and hidden affections had created a bond that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. The love triangle with Riaz had added a layer of complexity, but their connection remained unbreakable. One moonlit night, as Issei and Seraphiel met in their secret grove, the air was thick with tension. The weight of their love, and the need to keep it hidden, pressed heavily upon them. The celestial realm and devil territory were both in turmoil, with increasing scrutiny and suspicion surrounding their actions. As they sat together beneath the ancient trees, the moonlight cast a silvery glow over them. Seraphiel's radiant wings shimmered, and Issei couldn't help but be captivated by her beauty. He reached out to cup her face, his eyes filled with longing and desire. "Seraphiel," Issei whispered, his voice trembling with emotion. "I can't stand to keep our love a secret any longer. I want the world to know how I feel about you." Seraphiel gazed into his eyes, her heart echoing his sentiments. She had been yearning for the day when they could be together openly. "Issei, I feel the same way. I long for a world where our love can be accepted, not shrouded in secrecy." In that moment, their desires and emotions reached a breaking point. Issei and Seraphiel's lips met in a passionate and forbidden kiss. It was a kiss filled with all the unspoken love they had for each other, a kiss that defied the boundaries and prejudices that had separated their worlds. Time seemed to stand still as they embraced, their kiss deepening as their love poured into each other's souls. It was a moment of pure vulnerability, of letting go of the fears that had held them back. Their love was a force that could not be denied. Unbeknownst to Issei and Seraphiel, their forbidden kiss had been witnessed by a shadowy figure hidden in the nearby trees. The figure's eyes gleamed with a mixture of anger and determination. They had been searching for proof of the angel's association with a devil, and now they had found it. As Issei and Seraphiel parted from their kiss, their faces flushed with the intensity of their emotions, they felt a sense of freedom they had never known before. For that fleeting moment, the world had ceased to exist, and their love was all that mattered. But the shadowy figure in the trees had other plans. As Issei and Seraphiel exchanged whispers and promises, the figure slinked away, their mind filled with the knowledge that they held the key to exposing their forbidden love. The following day, the consequences of their forbidden kiss became painfully clear. Rumors began to circulate in both the celestial realm and devil territory. Whispers of an angel's affection for a devil, confirmed by a forbidden kiss, spread like wildfire. In the celestial realm, Uriel approached Seraphiel with a worried expression. "Seraphiel, the Council of Angels is in an uproar. They have evidence of your association with a devil. We must act quickly." Seraphiel's heart sank as she realized the truth of the rumors. She knew that their secret was now teetering on the brink of exposure. "Uriel, we have to find a way to protect our love. It's too important to me to let it be destroyed by the prejudices of our worlds." Meanwhile, in the devil territory, Riaz confronted Issei with tears in her eyes. "Issei, I heard the rumors. Is it true? Have you been involved with an angel?" Issei felt a heavy weight in his chest as he met Riaz's gaze. "Riaz, I can't deny it any longer. I've fallen in love with an angel named Seraphiel." Riaz's eyes filled with a mixture of hurt and understanding. "Issei, I can't stand in the way of your heart. If this is where it leads you, then I can only wish you happiness." Issei and Riaz's parting was filled with tears and unspoken words. The love triangle had taken a new turn, and Issei was left with the knowledge that he had hurt someone he cared deeply for. As the days turned into a whirlwind of chaos, Issei and Seraphiel found themselves at a crossroads. Their forbidden love had been exposed, and the consequences were far from certain. They knew that they would face judgment and resistance from both their worlds, but they were willing to fight for the love they shared. Their journey was far from over, and the trials they faced would test the strength of their love and the depth of their commitment. They were prepared to defy the prejudices of their worlds, for their love was a force that could not be denied, no matter the cost. The revelation of Issei and Seraphiel's forbidden love had sent shockwaves through both the celestial realm and devil territory. As the rumors spread, the consequences of their actions became apparent, and the weight of their choices hung heavily in the air. Riaz Gremory, Issei's longtime friend and love interest, was one of the first to confront the truth. The pain of betrayal and heartbreak radiated from her as she approached Issei and Seraphiel. Her crimson eyes were filled with a mixture of anger, sorrow, and confusion. "Issei," Riaz began, her voice trembling, "is it true? Have you truly been involved with an angel?" Issei met Riaz's gaze with a heavy heart. He knew that he had to be honest with her, for the sake of the love they had shared. "Riaz, it's true. I've fallen in love with Seraphiel, an angel." Riaz's world seemed to crumble around her as she absorbed the truth. Her voice wavered as she spoke. "Issei, I thought we had something special. I thought you loved me." Tears welled up in Riaz's eyes, and Issei reached out to touch her, his heart aching with the pain he had caused. "Riaz, I do love you. I've loved you for a long time, but my feelings for Seraphiel are also real. I never meant for any of this to happen." Riaz's voice grew sharp, a mixture of heartbreak and anger. "Issei, your love for her has shattered what we had. I can't be a part of this." In her anguish, Riaz turned and walked away, leaving Issei and Seraphiel standing in silence. The weight of their actions had caused irreparable damage to a relationship that had once been filled with love and trust. As Riaz left, Seraphiel's eyes were filled with a deep sadness, and she turned to Issei. "Issei, I never wanted to come between you and Riaz. I never wanted to cause pain." Issei reached out to touch Seraphiel's face, his fingers trembling with emotion. "Seraphiel, we never asked for this love, but it's real, and it's something we can't deny. We have to find a way to face the consequences together." Their confrontation with Riaz was just the beginning of the challenges they would face. In the celestial realm, the Council of Angels had learned of Seraphiel's affection for a devil, and they too were preparing to address the situation. Seraphiel returned to the celestial realm, accompanied by Uriel, her closest friend. The Council of Angels, led by the Archangel Michael, had gathered to address the breach of their sacred principles. As they stood before the council, Michael's gaze bore into Seraphiel. "Seraphiel, we have received evidence of your affection for a devil. This is a grave breach of our principles, and it threatens the sanctity of our realm." Seraphiel felt the weight of judgment pressing upon her, and she knew that the consequences could be dire. "Archangel Michael, I understand the gravity of my actions, but my feelings for Issei are real. Love knows no boundaries, and it has shown me a different path." Michael's voice was stern, and his eyes held a mix of disappointment and determination. "Seraphiel, you must renounce your connection with the devil and return to the path of righteousness. Your actions have consequences, and the council will decide your fate." In devil territory, Issei was also facing a reckoning. The news of his involvement with an angel had spread, and the high-ranking devils had convened to address the situation. Issei stood before the Devil Council, led by Serzich's Lucifer, Rhea's older brother. The tension in the room was palpable as they regarded him with a mix of suspicion and curiosity. Serzich's spoke with authority, his voice echoing through the chamber. "Issei Haidu, we have learned of your involvement with an angel. This is a breach of our principles, and it raises questions about your loyalty to the devil world." Issei knew that the consequences of his actions would not be taken lightly. He had to be honest with the council about his feelings for Seraphiel. "Serzich's, I love Seraphiel, and I can't deny the depth of my feelings for her. But I also love the devil world, and I have no intention of betraying my loyalty." The council's deliberation was tense, and the room was filled with whispers and hushed conversations. Issei felt the weight of their judgment pressing upon him, knowing that his actions had consequences that extended far beyond his own feelings. As the Celestial Council and Devil Council made their decisions, the fate of Seraphiel and Issei hung in the balance. The love they shared had been exposed, and the world was watching, waiting to see what would become of their forbidden love. Issei and Seraphiel's journey was far from over, and they knew that they had to confront the consequences of their actions. They were prepared to face the judgment of their worlds, for their love was a force that could not be denied, no matter the cost. Issei's revelation of his love for Seraphiel had caused a rift in both the celestial realm and devil territory. The consequences of their actions were profound as they faced judgment and uncertainty. Yet, amidst the chaos and turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerged. Issei's friends, who had initially been angered and hurt by the revelation, rallied around him. Despite their confusion and disappointment, they recognized the depth of Issei's feelings for Seraphiel. Kiba, Kaneko, Akeno, and Asia, along with other close companions, came together to support their friend. Kiba, known for his unwavering loyalty, spoke with conviction. "Issei, we may not understand everything, but we're here for you. Love is a powerful force, and we can't stand by while you face the consequences alone." Kaneko, who had always been the voice of reason in their group, added, "Issei, your love for Seraphiel has shown us a different side of our world. We believe in love transcending boundaries." Akeno, who had her own struggles and secrets, stepped forward with a compassionate smile. "Issei, we're your friends, and we stand by you. We want to find a way to bridge the gap between devils and angels." Asia, who had been saved by Issei and had grown close to him, spoke softly, "Issei, your love has taught me the power of forgiveness and acceptance. I want to be a part of making a change in our worlds." Together, they formed an alliance, one that transcended the rigid beliefs of their worlds. Their goal was to change the perception of love between devils and angels, to show that it was not a threat but a force for unity and understanding. In the celestial realm, Seraphiel found unexpected support as well. Uriel, her closest friend, was by her side, unwavering in her commitment to their friendship. Uriel had always believed in the power of love, and she saw the genuine affection between Seraphiel and Issei. Uriel approached Seraphiel with determination in her eyes. "Seraphiel, I know that your love for Issei is real, and it challenges the rigid beliefs of our realm. We need to find a way to change their perception of love between angels and devils." Seraphiel nodded, her heart filled with gratitude for her friend's understanding. "Uriel, I believe that love can transcend boundaries, and we have to fight for it. We have to find a way to bridge the gap between our worlds." As Issei and Seraphiel's friends came together, they realized that they needed allies on both sides. Their alliance included not only devils who believed in the power of love, but also angels who shared the same belief. They reached out to angels who had witnessed the connection between Seraphiel and Issei and had seen the transformation it brought about. Among these angels was Raphael, known for his wisdom and compassion. He had witnessed the love between Issei and Seraphiel and believed it had the potential to bring about change. Raphael spoke with conviction to the angelic council, "Love is a force that transcends all boundaries. We have seen the impact of Seraphiel's affection for a devil, and it has brought about understanding and unity. We cannot ignore the power of love to bridge the gap between our worlds." In devil territory, the alliance sought an audience with the high-ranking devils, including Surzich's Lucifer. They made their case, emphasizing the importance of love as a force for unity and transformation. Issei's friend spoke with conviction, Kibble leading the way. We believe in the power of love to change our world. Issei's love for Seraphiel has shown us a different perspective, and we want to be a part of that change. Surzich's Lucifer, who had once been suspicious of Issei's actions, listened with an open mind. He recognized the sincerity in the voices of those who had gathered before him. Love is a force that we have underestimated, and it has the potential to bring about transformation. We will consider your proposal. The alliance between devils, angels, and their respective friends was unexpected but powerful. They were determined to change the perception of love between their worlds, to show that it was not a threat but a force for unity and understanding. As they worked together, they faced resistance and opposition from those who clung to the old beliefs and prejudices. But they were willing to fight for their cause, for the love that had brought them together. The journey ahead was filled with challenges and uncertainty, but Issei, Seraphiel, and their friends were resolute in their commitment. They believed in the power of love to bridge the gap between devils and angels, and they were prepared to defy the rigid beliefs of their worlds. Little did they know that their alliance would lead them down a path of transformation, one that would test the boundaries of love and friendship and challenge the very foundations of their worlds. Their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face it with unwavering determination and the belief that love could conquer all. Issei, Riaz, Seraphiel, and their unlikely alliance of angels and devils had come together with a common goal: to change the rigid beliefs of their worlds and prove that love could transcend boundaries. They believed that a legendary artifact, one said to possess the power to bridge the gap between angels and devils, held the key to their mission. The artifact was known as the Harmony Heart, a legendary relic that was said to have the ability to bring unity and understanding between beings from different realms. It was said to be hidden in a perilous location, deep within the treacherous abyssal labyrinth, a place feared by both angels and devils. The journey to find the Harmony Heart was fraught with danger, and they faced numerous trials that tested the strength of their love and convictions. Issei, Riaz, Seraphiel, and their allies embarked on this perilous quest with unwavering determination. Their journey took them through the devil territory, where they faced treacherous landscapes and menacing creatures. The devils who had initially opposed their mission now stood beside them, their beliefs beginning to shift as they saw the sincerity of the Alliance's mission. In the celestial realm, they encountered the resistance of traditionalist angels who were unwilling to accept the potential of the Harmony Heart. But they also found support from like-minded angels who believed in the power of love to bring about change. As they ventured deeper into the abyssal labyrinth, they faced numerous challenges. The labyrinth was filled with traps and obstacles designed to test the resolve of those who sought the Harmony Heart. But Issei, Riaz, Seraphiel, and their allies pressed on, their love and determination propelling them forward. At one point in their journey, they encountered a powerful guardian of the labyrinth, a colossal creature known as the Guardian of Unity. It was a being composed of both angelic and devilish elements, a symbol of the potential for unity and understanding between their worlds. The Guardian of Unity spoke with a booming voice, challenging their purpose. Why do you seek the Harmony Heart? Do you truly believe that love can bring about unity between angels and devils? Issei, Riaz, Seraphiel, and their allies stood firm, their hearts filled with conviction. Issei spoke with unwavering determination. We believe in the power of love to bridge the gap between our worlds. The Harmony Heart can show that love knows no boundaries. The Guardian of Unity nodded, its form shifting to reveal a benevolent expression. Very well. You have proven your commitment to this cause. I will guide you to the location of the Harmony Heart. With the Guardian's guidance, they navigated the labyrinth's complex passages and traps, drawing closer to their goal. Along the way, they encountered moments of danger and discovery. They faced tests of loyalty, compassion, and trust, and their unity as an alliance grew stronger with each challenge. As they reached the heart of the abyssal labyrinth, they found themselves standing before a luminous heart-shaped crystal, the Harmony Heart. Its radiance filled the chamber with a warm, inviting light. Seraphiel reached out to touch the Harmony Heart, her eyes filled with hope and longing. This is it. The Harmony Heart has the power to bring unity and understanding between our worlds. Riaz and Issei stood beside Seraphiel, their hearts filled with a sense of fulfillment. Issei took Riaz's hand, and Seraphiel reached out to them both, their hands forming a circle. Their love was a bond that could not be broken, and it was the force that had led them to this moment. Together, they activated the Harmony Heart, its power surging through them and extending into their worlds. In both the celestial realm and devil territory, a profound change began to take place. Angels and devils who had once held rigid beliefs began to experience a shift in their understanding. The prejudices that had separated their worlds began to dissolve, replaced by a newfound sense of unity and acceptance. The alliance of angels, devils, and their friends returned to their respective realms, where they shared the story of their quest and the power of the Harmony Heart. They continued to work together to foster understanding and bridge the gap between their worlds, demonstrating that love could conquer all. Issei, Ria's, and Seraphiel's journey had been perilous and challenging, but it had shown them that love had the power to transform not only their lives, but also the beliefs of those around them. Their quest to change the rigid beliefs of their worlds had brought about a new era of understanding and unity, one that would leave a lasting legacy for generations to come. As they stood together, their hearts filled with hope and conviction, they knew that their love story was far from over. The journey to bring about lasting change was ongoing, but they were prepared to face it with unwavering determination and the belief that love could conquer all. The discovery of the Harmony Heart had ushered in a new era of understanding and unity between angels and devils. The alliance led by Issei, Rias, and Seraphiel had become a symbol of hope and change in their respective realms. But their quest for love's acceptance took an unexpected and perilous turn. As the news of the Harmony Heart's power spread, a faction of both angelic and devil forces, who vehemently opposed the idea of unity between their worlds, had begun to organize. These extremists saw the changes as a threat to the very foundations of their societies. One fateful day, as Issei, Rias, Seraphiel, and their allies gathered to celebrate their progress, their gathering was interrupted by an onslaught of angelic and devil forces who opposed their love. The clash was sudden and fierce, as extremists sought to quash the message of unity and acceptance. Issei, Rias, and Seraphiel stood at the forefront of the battle, their hearts heavy with the realization that their love had ignited this conflict. They knew that they had to prove that love was worth fighting for, even if it meant challenging the very foundations of their worlds. The battleground became a tumultuous battlefield, with angels and devils clashing in a fierce struggle. The extremist forces were determined to maintain the status quo, and they showed no mercy. In the midst of the chaos, Issei's friends, including Kiba, Kaneko, Akeno, and Asia, stood by his side, ready to fight for the love they believed in. Seraphiel's angelic allies, led by Raphael, also joined the battle, determined to defend the unity they had come to cherish. They fought with a sense of purpose, believing that their love was a force capable of bringing about change. The clash raged on, with spells and abilities of both angels and devils lighting up the battlefield. It was a confrontation that pitted friend against friend, ally against ally, as the extremists attempted to snuff out the flame of unity that had ignited in the hearts of Issei and Seraphiel. As the battle raged, Issei, Rias, and Seraphiel found themselves facing an angelic and devil leader who had taken it upon themselves to oppose their love. The angelic leader, Uriel, and the devil leader, Azazel, were formidable opponents who believed that the Harmony Heart's power should not be harnessed. Uriel spoke with conviction, her eyes filled with determination. Love between angels and devils is an affront to our traditions and beliefs. We will not allow it to flourish. Azazel, equally resolute, added, our worlds have existed separately for a reason. The Harmony Heart's power threatens the stability of both realms. Issei, Rias, and Seraphiel stood united, their love and determination unwavering. Issei's voice rang out, love knows no boundaries, and it has the power to bring about understanding and unity. We will fight for our love and for the change it represents. The battle intensified, with powers colliding and emotions running high. It became a test of not only strength, but also the depth of their convictions. The clash between angels and devils became a symbol of the struggle between the old ways and the possibility of a new era of acceptance. In the midst of the battle, Seraphiel reached out to Uriel, a fellow angel who had once been her friend. Uriel, I know that you believe in the traditions of our realm, but love has shown me a different path. We can bring about unity, not division. Uriel's gaze wavered, torn between her loyalty to tradition and her affection for Seraphiel. Seraphiel, I want to believe in your vision, but it's not that simple. On the devil's side, Issei and Rias found themselves locked in combat with Azazel. Issei's voice was filled with determination as he spoke, Azazel, you once believed in the potential for change in our world. Love has the power to bring about that change. Azazel's eyes softened with a hint of doubt as he parried Issei's attacks. Issei, I never thought love would become a battleground, but if it's truly worth fighting for, then prove it to me. The battle raged on, each side fighting with all their might, their hearts and beliefs on the line. As the conflict reached its climax, an unexpected turn of events occurred. The Harmony Heart, which Issei and Seraphiel had harnessed, began to radiate with a brilliant, soothing light. Its power extended beyond them, encompassing the entire battlefield. The extremist animosities of both angels and devils began to waver as the light of the Harmony Heart touched their hearts. Slowly, the extremists on both sides began to lower their weapons, their expressions filled with confusion and doubt. The power of love and unity was working its magic, breaking down the barriers of prejudice and resistance. Issei, Rias, and Seraphiel, along with their allies, saw the change in the hearts of those who had once opposed them. The realization that love could bridge the gap between angels and devils was beginning to take hold. The battle of heaven and hell was coming to an end, not in victory for one side, but in the acceptance of the power of love. Issei and Seraphiel had proven that love was worth fighting for, and their actions had challenged the very foundations of their worlds. As the extremists on both sides laid down their arms, Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel stood together, their love a beacon of hope and change. They had shown that love could conquer all, even the most entrenched beliefs and prejudices. The battle of heaven and hell had been a turning point, one that paved the way for a new era of acceptance and unity between angels and devils. Issei and Seraphiel's journey was far from over, but they had taken a significant step toward changing the rigid beliefs of their worlds. Their love story had become a legend, one that would be remembered for generations to come, as a testament to the power of love to bridge the gap between even the most seemingly incompatible beings. The journey to bring about lasting change continued, and they were prepared to face it with unwavering determination and the belief that love could conquer all. The battlefield had become a testament to the power of love as the Harmony Heart's radiance worked its magic, gradually breaking down the barriers of prejudice and resistance. Extremists on both sides had laid down their arms, their hearts filled with confusion and doubt, as the realization that love could bridge the gap between angels and devils began to take hold. As the dust settled, Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel stood side by side, their love having played a pivotal role in the transformation of the battle of heaven and hell. Their alliance of angels, devils, and their friends had taken a significant step toward changing the rigid beliefs of their worlds. But amidst the victory, an unexpected revelation about Seraphiel's past came to light. Uriel, the angel who had once been Seraphiel's friend, approached her with a somber expression. Seraphiel, during the battle, something was revealed about your past. Is it true that you once served a different purpose? Seraphiel's eyes met Uriel's, filled with sorrow and a hint of guilt. She knew that her past held a secret that could change everything. Uriel, it's true. I was once tasked with a different mission, one that involved observing and reporting on the actions of devils. The revelation sent shockwaves through the gathered angels and devils. Seraphiel's past as a spy for the Angelic Council, sent to monitor and report on the actions of devils, had been hidden from her closest friends. The truth of her past had the potential to cast doubt on her motivations and intentions. Issei and Riaz stood beside Seraphiel, their hearts heavy with the weight of the revelation. Issei spoke, his voice trembling with emotion. Seraphiel, why didn't you tell us about your past? This changes everything. Riaz added, her tone filled with a mix of hurt and confusion. We've been fighting for love and unity, and your past as a spy for the Angelic Council raises questions about your true intentions. Seraphiel's eyes were filled with regret as she faced the consequences of her hidden past. Issei, Riaz, I didn't tell you because I was afraid of losing your trust. I've changed since then, and my feelings for you are genuine. Uriel, who had been Seraphiel's closest friend, stepped forward. Seraphiel, I believe that your love for Issei is real, but your past actions cast a shadow of doubt. We must find a way to reconcile your past with your present. The revelation about Seraphiel's past had cast a pall over their alliance, as both angels and devils grappled with the implications of her actions as a spy. The tension in the room was palpable, as those who had once stood by her side now questioned her true allegiance. Issei and Riaz were faced with a difficult decision. They had to decide whether to forgive Seraphiel and, more importantly, whether they could find a way to coexist with the revelation of her past. Their love had been a beacon of hope, but the newfound doubt threatened to shake the foundations of their relationship. Issei spoke, his voice filled with uncertainty. Seraphiel, I love you, but this revelation has shaken my trust. We need time to process everything. Riaz, still hurt and confused, added, we need to understand your past and your motivations. Our love may be powerful, but it can't exist in a vacuum. Seraphiel nodded, her heart heavy with the knowledge that her past actions had created doubt and uncertainty. Issei, Riaz, I understand that I have to earn back your trust. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prove the sincerity of my love. As the group disbanded, the revelation about Seraphiel's past had left a cloud of uncertainty in the air. The love between Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel had been tested, and the journey to find redemption and forgiveness had begun. Seraphiel knew that she had to confront her past and make amends for her actions. Her love for Issei was real, and she was determined to prove her commitment. The alliance of angels, devils, and their friends had shown that love had the power to bring about change, but they also knew that redemption and forgiveness were crucial steps on their path to unity and understanding. The journey was far from over, and the challenges that lay ahead were complex and uncertain. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel had to find a way to reconcile their love with the revelation of her past and prove that love could transcend even the most difficult obstacles. Their love story was far from over, and they were prepared to face it with unwavering determination and the belief that redemption and forgiveness could lead to a brighter future. The battlefield had been transformed by the radiant power of the Harmony Heart, breaking down the barriers of prejudice and resistance that had fueled the intense battle. Extremists on both sides, who had initially sought to quash the message of unity and acceptance, had lowered their weapons, their hearts filled with confusion and doubt. As the dust settled, Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel stood side by side, their love having played a pivotal role in the transformation of the battle of heaven and hell. Their alliance of angels, devils, and their friends had taken a significant step toward changing the rigid beliefs of their worlds. But amidst a victory, an unexpected revelation about Seraphiel's past had come to light, casting a shadow of doubt over the love they had fought for. Seraphiel's revelation about her past as a spy for the Angelic Council had raised questions and concerns among the angels and devils who had fought on the battlefield. The love between Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel had been tested, and they had to find a way to reconcile their love with the revelation of her past. In the aftermath of the battle, a fragile truce was established between the warring sides, a tentative agreement that they would seek peace and understanding. The extremists who had once opposed the message of unity had been swayed by the power of love, and they were willing to give peace a chance. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel were at the center of this fragile truce, their love having played a pivotal role in changing the beliefs of those who had once opposed them. They recognized that the true test of their love was yet to come, as they sought to bridge the gap between angels and devils and prove that love could conquer all. The alliance of angels, devils, and their friends sought to find the artifact that had brought them together on this perilous journey, the Harmony Heart. It was said to hold the power to bridge the gap between their worlds, and its discovery had become their ultimate goal. They embarked on a quest to locate the Harmony Heart, a journey filled with challenges and uncertainties. The artifact was said to be hidden deep within the Abyssal Labyrinth, a place feared by both angels and devils. But their alliance, united by the desire for peace and understanding, pressed forward. As they navigated the treacherous labyrinth, they faced trials that tested their unity and resolve. It was a journey that required trust and cooperation among angels and devils who had once been enemies, a testament to the power of love to bring about change. The revelation about Seraphiel's past continued to cast a shadow over their journey as Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel grappled with the implications of her actions as a spy. The uncertainty surrounding Seraphiel's past had created doubts and fears, but they were determined to find a way to reconcile their love with her hidden history. Uriel, who had once been Seraphiel's closest friend, approached her with a sense of concern and determination. "Seraphiel, we must find a way to understand your past and move forward. Love is a powerful force, but it requires trust and transparency." Seraphiel nodded, her heart heavy with the knowledge that her past actions had cast doubt on her motivations and intentions. "Uriel, I'm willing to confront my past and prove the sincerity of my love. It's the only way to bridge the gap between our worlds." Their journey through the Abyssal Labyrinth continued, each step a testament to the fragile truce that had been established in the wake of the battle. The extremists who had once sought to quash their message of unity were now willing to give peace a chance, inspired by the power of love. As they ventured deeper into the labyrinth, the power of the Harmony Heart, the artifact they sought, became more pronounced. It pulsed with a brilliant light, guiding them toward its location. Their alliance of angels, devils, and their friends moved forward with a shared sense of purpose, determined to bring about a new era of understanding and acceptance. Finally, at the heart of the Abyssal Labyrinth, they found what they had been searching for: the Harmony Heart. It was a luminous heart-shaped crystal, radiating with the power to bridge the gap between angels and devils. Its presence filled the chamber with a warm, inviting light. Seraphiel reached out to touch the Harmony Heart, her heart filled with a sense of hope and determination. "This is it, the Harmony Heart. It holds the power to bring unity and understanding between our worlds." Riaz and Issei stood beside Seraphiel, their hearts filled with a sense of fulfillment. They knew that the true test of their love was yet to come, but this moment represented a significant step on their journey to bring about lasting change. As they activated the Harmony Heart, its power surged through them and extended into their worlds. In both the celestial realm and devil territory, a profound change began to take place. Angels and devils who had once held rigid beliefs began to experience a shift in their understanding. The prejudices that had separated their worlds began to dissolve, replaced by a newfound sense of unity and acceptance. The fragile truce that had been established in the wake of the battle was reinforced by the power of the Harmony Heart. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of their shared desire for peace and understanding. The journey was far from over, and the challenges that lay ahead were complex and uncertain. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel had to find a way to reconcile their love with the revelation of her past, and their love story was far from over. But they were prepared to face it with unwavering determination and the belief that love could conquer all. The power of the Harmony Heart had bridged the gap between angels and devils, bringing about a fragile truce and a shared desire for peace and understanding. As the revelation about Seraphiel's past had cast a shadow over their love, Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel had to find a way to reconcile their relationship with the doubts that had arisen. Their journey to bring about lasting change had reached a critical juncture as the forces of love, acceptance, and unity continued to push against the rigid beliefs of their worlds. The alliance of angels, devils, and their friends remained steadfast in their commitment to fostering understanding. But the path to a new era of coexistence was fraught with challenges, and the ultimate test of their love was yet to come. As Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel grappled with the implications of Seraphiel's past as a spy for the Angelic Council, they knew that their love was being scrutinized from all angles. Doubts and fears persisted, even as the fragile truce held. Issei, who had always been the embodiment of determination and courage, found himself facing a heart-wrenching decision. The love he held dear, the love that had ignited the spark of change in their worlds, was about to be put to the ultimate test. One fateful day, as the Alliance continued to work toward lasting change, a new threat emerged, one that could plunge both worlds into chaos. An ancient artifact, known as the Eclipse Key, had resurfaced, and its power threatened to unravel the delicate balance of the truce between angels and devils. The Eclipse Key was said to possess the ability to tear open a rift between their worlds, unleashing a cataclysmic force that would bring about destruction and chaos. Its dark and powerful nature made it a force to be reckoned with, and it had fallen into the hands of those who sought to exploit its destructive potential. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel knew that they had to take action to prevent the catastrophic consequences of the Eclipse Key's activation. But the only way to do so would require a sacrifice, one that Issei would have to make. Issei had come to a heartbreaking realization. To save both worlds from chaos and destruction, he would have to use the Harmony Heart's power in a way that came at a great personal cost. The Harmony Heart had the ability to absorb the dark energy of the Eclipse Key, but doing so would drain its power completely, rendering it useless. The decision weighed heavily on Issei's heart. He knew that using the Harmony Heart in this way would mean sacrificing the love he held dear, the love that had brought about change and unity. It was a choice that would change the fate of angels, devils, and the love that had defined his life. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel gathered to discuss the difficult decision that lay ahead. The Harmony Heart, pulsing with its radiant power, rested before them. Issei's voice trembled as he spoke, "To save both our worlds, I must use the Harmony Heart to absorb the dark energy of the Eclipse Key. But in doing so, I'll lose the Harmony Heart's power and the love that it represents." Riaz, her eyes filled with sorrow, understood the gravity of the situation. "Issei, this is a sacrifice that no one should have to make. But if it means saving both our worlds, we must do it." Seraphiel, her heart heavy with the realization of what this meant for their love, nodded in agreement. "Issei, I love you, and I believe in the power of our love to change our worlds. This sacrifice is a testament to the depth of our commitment." The decision was made, and with a heavy heart, Issei reached out to the Harmony Heart. As he channeled its power to absorb the dark energy of the Eclipse Key, a brilliant light enveloped him. The Harmony Heart's radiance began to fade, its power diminishing as it absorbed the destructive force of the ancient artifact. Issei's sacrifice was a testament to the strength of his love, the love that had brought about change and unity. As the Harmony Heart's power waned, the Eclipse Key's dark energy was neutralized, preventing the cataclysmic force from being unleashed. The immediate crisis had been averted, but the cost of Issei's sacrifice was clear. The Harmony Heart, once a symbol of hope and change, was now devoid of its power. Issei's love for Riaz and Seraphiel remained, but the force that had ignited their journey had been sacrificed. The alliance of angels, devils, and their friends stood in the wake of Issei's sacrifice, their hearts heavy with the knowledge of what had been given up for the sake of peace and unity. The world-saving decision had changed the fate of angels and devils, and their love story would forever bear the mark of this profound sacrifice. As the Alliance faced the challenges and uncertainties that lay ahead, they knew that the path to lasting change was still a journey in progress. The revelation about Seraphiel's past and the sacrifice of the Harmony Heart had tested their love in unimaginable ways. But they were prepared to face the future with unwavering determination and the belief that love could conquer all, even the most heartbreaking sacrifices. The sacrifice of the Harmony Heart by Issei had a profound impact on both the angelic and devil realms. It had neutralized the dark energy of the Eclipse Key, preventing a cataclysmic force from being unleashed and maintaining the fragile balance between their worlds. Issei's love, bravery, and selflessness had paved the way for a new era of understanding and cooperation. As the news of Issei's sacrifice spread, angels and devils alike came to understand the depth of his commitment to peace and unity. The sacrifice of the Harmony Heart had become a symbol of hope, and it served as a reminder that love could conquer even the most daunting challenges. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel stood together, their love having weathered the most profound of tests. Issei's sacrifice had changed the fate of their worlds and forever marked their love story with a profound sense of selflessness. In the wake of the sacrifice, the alliance of angels, devils, and their friends continued to work toward a new era of cooperation and understanding. The revelation about Seraphiel's past as a spy had created doubts and fears, but her actions in support of their alliance had demonstrated her commitment to change. Uriel, who had once been Seraphiel's closest friend, had come to accept the sincerity of her love for Issei. The sacrifice of the Harmony Heart had been a powerful testament to their shared goal of unity and acceptance. The fragile truce established after the battle of heaven and hell had solidified into a lasting understanding. Angels and devils who had once been enemies were now allies in the quest for coexistence. The power of love and sacrifice had proven that it was possible to bridge the gap between their worlds. Riaz, who had played a crucial role in Issei's life, found her own path to happiness. She had always harbored deep feelings for Issei, but she understood that his love for Seraphiel was unwavering. Riaz had embraced her own journey, a path that led her to self-discovery and fulfillment. She found solace in her friendships and her own pursuits, knowing that happiness could be found beyond romantic love. Issei and Seraphiel's love story continued to shine as a beacon of hope and change. Their love had overcome the most profound of challenges and had brought about a new era of understanding between angels and devils. Issei's sacrifice remained a testament to the depth of his love, and their commitment to one another remained unshaken. The angelic and devil realms had undergone a transformation, marked by a new era of cooperation and acceptance. Angels and devils began to work together on initiatives that would promote understanding and unity. The rigid beliefs of the past were slowly eroding, replaced by a shared commitment to change. Issei, Riaz, and Seraphiel played a pivotal role in the transformation of their worlds. They had proven that love could conquer all, even the most profound of obstacles. Their love story had become a legend, a symbol of the power of love and sacrifice to bring about lasting change. The journey to bring about lasting change was ongoing, but the obstacles they faced had shifted. The revelation about Seraphiel's past and the sacrifice of the Harmony Heart had been monumental milestones, but they had paved the way for a future filled with hope and cooperation. As Issei and Seraphiel stood together, their love remained unbreakable. The sacrifices they had made and the challenges they had overcome had only strengthened their bond. They knew that their love was a force capable of bringing about change, and they were prepared to face the future with unwavering determination and the belief that love could conquer all. Issei and Seraphiel's love had triumphed over the enmity that had once divided their worlds. They stood together as a symbol of love's power to transcend boundaries, to bridge the gap between angels and devils, and to inspire hope in the hearts of all who witnessed their journey. Their love story had become a legend, one that would be passed down through generations, inspiring others to follow their hearts even in the face of forbidden love. The tale of the forbidden romance between Issei and an angel, Forbidden Wings of Love, had left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of those who had witnessed their incredible journey. In the aftermath of the sacrifice of the Harmony Heart, angels and devils continued to work together to foster understanding and cooperation. The fragile truce that had been established had solidified into a lasting peace. The revelation about Seraphiel's past had been a catalyst for change, as both realms sought to move beyond their prejudices and fears. Issei and Seraphiel's love story had played a crucial role in changing the hearts and minds of those who had once been enemies. Their unwavering commitment to one another had shown that love could conquer all, even the most profound of obstacles. Uriel, who had once questioned Seraphiel's motivations, had become a staunch ally in the quest for unity and acceptance. Their friendship had been rekindled, and Uriel had come to see the depth of Seraphiel's commitment to change. The angelic and devil realms had undergone a transformation, marked by cooperation and acceptance. Angels and devils now worked together on initiatives that promoted understanding and unity, a far cry from the rigid beliefs of the past. Riaz, who had been an integral part of Issei's life, had found her own path to happiness. Her deep feelings for Issei had led her on a journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. She realized that happiness could be found beyond romantic love, and she embraced her friendships and her own pursuits. Issei and Seraphiel continued to stand as a shining example of love's enduring power. Their love had not only overcome the enmity of their worlds, but had also shown that love could bring about change. They remained a beacon of hope, a testament to the ability of love to transcend boundaries and unite even the most seemingly incompatible beings. The tale of Forbidden Wings of Love became a legend, a story of love's triumph over adversity. It served as a reminder that love had the power to bring about lasting change, even in the face of the most challenging circumstances. The legend of Issei and Seraphiel inspired others to follow their hearts, to believe in the possibility of love, and to work toward a future of unity and acceptance. As Issei and Seraphiel stood together, their love remained unbreakable. The sacrifices they had made and the challenges they had overcome had only strengthened their bond. They knew that their love was a force capable of bringing about change, and they were prepared to face the future with unwavering determination and the belief that love could triumph over all. Their love story had become a testament to the enduring power of love, a love that could bridge the gap between angels and devils and inspire a new era of understanding and cooperation. And so how was this story? I hope you like it. And if you like it, share this story with your friends and like the video too. And don't forget to subscribe our channel for daily awesome fanfiction. Okay, it's time for me to go. Bye bye.